Hi, my name's Kelly and welcome to my channel. We are so close to November and I am so excited, not only because it's finally starting to feel like autumn here in Arkansas and I'm loving it, but also because of the fact that I'm really looking forward to the books that I plan to read next month. Now, there's not a lot on this list because I'm not entirely sure everything that I want to read, but let me tell you about the books that I do plan to read, and then I'll tell you what else is kind of in my brain. So, first, the books that I plan on continuing. I've been working on this chunker, Gone with the Wind. You guys, I am about 70% of the way through, which is really exciting. I'm so close to being done with this book. That's hilarious that I think that in only 300 more pages is close to being done, but my goodness, it is long and I have some feelings about the main character. But I do plan to continue this book. And yeah, guys, this is my beat up copy. It came like this. I found it at Goodwill and it needed a loving home. So I brought it home and I'm finally reading it and I'm enjoying it anyway. I'll tell you guys when I get finished with it, all my emotions, but I will be continuing that. Another book that I will be continuing is The Merchant's Daughter. We're towards the end of the month right now, and I haven't finished this, and I don't know that I'll be able to finish it before the end of the month. I'm assuming I won't be because we kind of have a lot going on. So I do plan to continue reading this in November. I'll probably have it done pretty quick towards the beginning of November. And now for the book club books. Okay, so my book club that I host on Fable is reading The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. I have read this before, but the group voted and they wanted to read this book, which I am totally okay with. It's been a while. I do want to read it again. And so we will be doing that. I'll leave the link below if you want to join. If you have read it, please, I would love for you to even just hop over there and give thoughts on how you felt about it. But anyhow, we'll be reading this in November, which is kind of perfect. Pilgrims. Oh. Anyhow, moving on. So Chrissy over at Chrissy's Purple Library also has a book club on Fable. And this month, they're going to be reading The Prince Warriors by Priscilla Shirer. This is I believe, a fantasy kind of fiction book that she wrote, which when I found out that she wrote a fiction novel, I was like, hold on, Priscilla Shirer? Like, she wrote fiction? I'm intrigued. And so as soon as I found out that Chrissy was wanting to do this for her book club next month, I got so excited, but I didn't have the book yet. And I kept thinking, I don't want to go and spend money on the book. I'm trying to save money and be a good steward. And I was walking around in Goodwill and I found it in Goodwill and it was $2. So I was like, do you know what? I feel like that was God saying, it's okay. You can spend $2 and you can still read this book you want to read with your friends, your book tube and fable friends. So I took it as a go ahead and do it. It's just $2. So I'm very excited about it. And I'm really, 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 really looking forward to what the story will be because I have read other works of Priscilla Shirer that are nonfiction. So I'm hoping that this is, just as powerful. We'll see. I don't know. But we'll be reading that. I'll put the link for her book club down below as well. Another book club on Fable, of course, is Alexis Trotter's book club. And they voted and they will be reading Gentle and Lowly by Dane Ortland in November. I'm very excited about this. I've heard great things and this was gifted to me. And it's just kind of perfect that it was gifted and now I have it and they're going to be reading it next month and I want to join in because it's definitely been one that I want to get to sooner rather than later. So I will also be reading this. Okay, so for a book that is not technically a book club book, but it is a book read-along group read thing, and Katie over at Paperbacks and Ponytails is reading as a group read for anybody who wants to join The Princess Bride by William The Princess Bride by William Golding. And I have not read this. Princess Bride is one of my favorite movies, and I still haven't read this. So I am very excited to finally read it. And it's free on Kindle, you guys. It's free on Kindle, well, Kindle Unlimited. So go get it on Kindle Unlimited and join us. And I'm really, I hope that it's just as good as the movie. And I've heard amazing things about it. So I'm thinking it is gonna be just as good as the movie. We'll see. I'm very excited about it. And then there is one more book that's on my list that I want to read, and that is The Deadliest Monster by J.F. Baldwin. This kind of would be perfect for me to read right now because in October, I finished both Frankenstein and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I'm really excited to see how he kind of addresses those things and talks about them. This is a book that was This is a book that was recommended to me by a friend, and I trust her judgment on books. I've enjoyed a lot of books that she's recommended to me, so I am really looking forward to this, and it would just be perfect to read it right after finishing both of those books. All right, so I know that I mentioned that this was going to be a short list, and it is compared to kind of what I usually read. And I know you guys probably know by now that I am more of a mood reader. However, I will say I'm kind of feeling the nonfiction vibe for November. I am just in the mood for nonfiction for the most part. We'll see how long it lasts. But I am thinking of maybe reading some of the books that have been on my TBR in my nonfiction section for a while. Things that I'm really interested in reading, but I just haven't got around to it yet. And I am thinking that I'm probably going to try to knock a few of those off my TBR in November. I kept thinking, I was like, ooh, like a nonfiction November, and thinking I was super clever. And then I Googled and found out that that's a real thing. So I'll probably be partaking in that, you guys. Anyway, that's what I plan for November. We'll see how it goes. But if you've read any of these, let me know what you think. And if you're going to be participating in any kind of read-alongs or book clubs, what are they? I might be interested in joining and reading along as well. But anyhow, I hope that you guys have an amazing month ahead of you, that God blesses you, and that you're aware of those blessings, and that you remain thankful for those blessings. All right, have a great day, guys. Bye.